Good evening, I'm Tom Tucker. This is my co-anchor, Diane Simmons, and you're watching Spokane News at 6 o'clock.
First, let's take a look at the weather for the following week. Here's Ollie Williams with the Whitey Weather Report.
It's gonna rain!
Thank you, Ollie.
Breaking news. 17-year-old Eric Calhoun was just assaulted by said Virgil Byrnes and is now being taken by ambulance from the Edison district. Here's Asian reporter Trisha Takanawa live at the scene.
We're arriving now at the residence of Morton Thornton. Here's Mr. Thornton now. What happened here tonight, Mr. Thornton?
Well, ma'am, I don't know what happened. I was watching the weather report, and my kid came in. He said that this guy got a knife in his back. But I'll tell you what, if that Virgil Byrne comes around, I'll be knocking him on his head.
Is that a threat, Mr. Thornton?
You're dang right it is. So you better have your kids, your wives, and your husband. Because they're stabbing everybody up in here.
There you have it. Stabbing everyone. Back to you, Tom.
Thank you, Trisha. Well, that does it for the show tonight. You stay classy, Spokane. Good evening, I'm Tom Tucker. This is my co-anchor, Diane Simmons, and you're watching Spokane News at 6 o'clock.
A vicious heat wave has engulfed the small town of Spokane. We'll now go to Ollie Williams with the Whitey Weather Report. How you beating the heat, Ollie?
Swim it out!
Thank you, Ollie.
Today, we have an exclusive interview with Eric Calhoun, the victim of last night's stabbing. Here's Veronica Corningstone filling in for Asian reporter Trisha Takanawa live on the scene.
Hello, I'm Veronica Corningstone, here at the Sacred Heart Hospital, where we are about to interview Eric Calhoun. Eric, could you share with us what happened last night?
Okay, so I'm driving down Washington Street. I got my music blaring to K101 Oldies, and all of a sudden I hear this sharp voice that yells, "Turn that down!" Then he says, "You should use your rear view mirrors." So I turn around, and I'm face to face with Virgil Byrnes. I say, "Get out of my car. That's against the law. I can have you arrested." I ask him what he wants, and he replies, "You know what I want."
And what would that be?
Well, he wants me to tell him where his daughter is, so I turn around to face the road, and I feel something poke my cheek. Creep pulled a knife on me. So I slam the gas until we're pushing 50, and then I punch the brake, sending Virgil into the windshield. I run out of the car, and he chases after me. When he catches me, he grabs my arm and says, "Now you've had a taste of your own blood." I'd be happy to give you a wide smile. In fear, I tell him his daughter is in Reno with Lemry. He let go of me, and I ran for it when I feel a sharp pain in my shoulder. The last thing I remember is making it to Dale Thornton's house.
Must have been pretty scary, huh? Thank you very much for the cutting-edge interview. Well, back to you, Tom.
Thank you, Veronica. Well, that does it for the show tonight. You stay classy, Spokane. Good evening, I'm Tom Tucker. This is my co-anchor, Diane Simmons, and you're watching Spokane News at 6 o'clock.
First, let's take a look at the weather for the following week. Here's Ollie Williams with the Whitey Weather Report.
It rains sideways!
Sounds rough, Ollie. Do you have an umbrella?
Had one! Inside out 2 miles away!
Is there anything we can do for you?
Bring me some soup!
Thank you, Ollie. We now have a special guest with us tonight pertaining to the incident of Eric Calhoun. We have Sandy Calhoun, Eric's mother. And now we'll go to Asian reporter Trisha Takanawa live at the Calhoun residence.
This is Trisha Takanawa coming live from Sandy Calhoun's house. Mrs. Calhoun, how are you holding up with this whole incident?
Well, at first I was scared and worried about the whole thing. And then with Eric getting in it, the whole mess just scared me even more. I didn't think he would actually get into it. And Mr. Byrnes, he is a psycho. They need to find him and lock him up before anybody else gets hurt.
Well, I agree with you there. They do need to find that guy. Back to you, Tom.
Thank you, Trisha. Well, that does it for the show tonight. You stay classy, Spokane. Good evening, I'm Tom Tucker. This is my co-anchor, Diane Simmons, and you're watching Spokane News at 6 o'clock.
Now let's go to Ollie Williams with the Adopt a Pet of the Week.
Who wants this dog?
Thank you, Ollie. On other news, it seems that Tom's email isn't working right.
That's correct, Diane. I can't seem to check my emails from home.
Check your TCP IP settings.
Yes, I did, Ollie.
Enable cookies.
Yes, I did, Ollie.
You want this dog?
No, thank you, Ollie. We have a special newscast for you today. We have Asian reporter Trisha Takanawa live at the Spokane County Jail.
Thank you, Tom. I'm here with Carvel Middleton, who's being held at the county jail for assaulting Virgil Byrnes not 7 hours ago. Mr. Middleton, what's your take on this?
Well, I assaulted him, but I didn't intend to commit bodily harm. Not at first, that is. Everything after the initial contact was self-defense. I truly believe he would have killed me if I wouldn't have put him out.
So how will you plead?
Well, I did gain unlawful entry, so I'll plead guilty to breaking and entering. After that, I just did all I could to stay alive.
So you will plead guilty for the breaking and entering charges?
I am guilty of breaking and entering.
Mr. Middleton?
Please, call me Carver.
Okay, Carver. Why do you think the prosecutor's office wants to bring more serious charges against you? You did, after all, apprehend a serious, dangerous criminal.
They've told my lawyer that they intend to prevent any more vigilant activity, that a statement has to be made to the public.
How do you respond to that?
I have no problem with it. Byrnes is out of the way. That's all that matters.
Carver, research on your background shows that you spent 2 tours of duty in Vietnam. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And is it true that you were part of special forces until engaged in top secret duty?
I cannot speak of this. As you indicated, it's top secret.
I respect your loyalty. Well, that is all. Back to you, Tom.
Thank you, Tricia. Well, that does it for the show tonight. You stay classy, Spokane. Good evening. I'm Tom Tucker. This is my co-anchor, Diane Simmons, and you're watching Spokane News at 6 o'clock.
Now here's Ollie Williams live at the Walla Walla Penitentiary, where Virgil Byrnes is being held.
Metro Walla Prison!
Thank you, Ollie. Please, somebody, go get him a map. Now here's Asian reporter Trisha Takanawa, who's actually live at Walla Walla.
That is correct. This is Trisha Takanawa coming to you live at Walla Walla Penitentiary. I'm here with inmate Virgil Byrnes. Virgil, do you think this is a fair punishment? Mr. Byrnes?
Of course I don't deserve this. I was just trying to get my daughter back, who they kidnapped.
Kidnapped? Really?
Yes, kidnapped. That Lemry is the real criminal for taking my daughter to Reno against her will.
But Mr. Byrnes, obviously your daughter wanted to go find her mother in Reno. Wouldn't you agree?
No, I don't agree. Why would she want to go find her mother anyway? She skipped out on her after the spaghetti accident. Doesn't sound like a real mother to me.
Well, Mr. Byrnes, that's really not my call.
That's right, it's not. This interview's over.
Well, apparently this interview is over. Back to you, Tom.
Thank you, Tricia. Well, that does it for the show tonight. You stay classy, Spokane. Good evening. I'm Tom Tucker. This is my co-anchor, Diane Simmons, and you're watching Spokane News at 6 o'clock. Breaking news. Sarah Byrnes, daughter of Virgil Byrnes, who was arrested not just 2 weeks ago, was just adopted by Cynthia Lemry. We'll now go to Asian reporter Trisha Takanawa live on the scene.
Yes, this is Trisha Takanawa live at the Lemry household with Cynthia and Sarah. So, Sarah, how do you feel about your new mother?
Oh, Cynthia? She's like the closest parent I've had since I was like 3.
Well, I'm happy for you then. Cynthia, why did you choose to adopt Sarah 24 hours before her 18th birthday?
Well, you know what they say. It's better late than never.
Just in time to pay for my college!
Well, that ends our interview tonight. Back to you, Thomas.
What a happy ending. Well, that does it for our show tonight. You stay classy, Spokane.